What's going on, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today as I go over the DC Collected Editions for the August solicitations. So, let's do this thing. And welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We put out videos every day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 if we're feeling crazy. So what we're looking at here is going to be the collected editions that are solicited from the DC August solicitations catalog, meaning that some will be out in August, some September, October, November, but they're going to be solicited and in the catalog. And one Omnibus in particular makes me so happy that it's back on here, and I'm pretty sure most of you can guess what that is. But let's go ahead and get started. And one more thing, as always, the dates are always subject to change. Hopefully that's all there is, and there won't be any cancellations like New Teen Titans Omnibus Volume 6. Or the cancellation of Batwing. Batwing got canceled, and they made it into a complete collection, a trade paperback. So hopefully we won't be seeing any of that, and these actually come out. So knock on wood, let's go ahead and get started with Batman, The World. This is a pretty interesting collection. Has writers in here like Brian Azzarello, Matthew Cabella, Nicolai Mari. So it's artists and creators from all around the world and featuring Batman in their own countries. So that's really cool. That's an interesting collection. It is 160 pages, $24.99, and it is a hardcover. And I'll put what the contents are if I do have the contents. Some of these don't show the contents. But that's what's kicking off the month solicitations for August. Next, Batman, Second Son. That's what this hardcover is called. And this is the origin of the new Dark Knight, Tim, quote-unquote, Jace Fox. So you find out who he is and how he's related to Batman and the Bat family in this hardcover collection coming out in September. Next up is Suicide Squad Case Files number 1. So this is, it looks like to be a reprint of the Case Files with a cover from the movie. Actually, there's a lot of Suicide Squad here. It's almost like there's a movie coming out. Suicide Squad Case Files number 2. These are ones that I went over, I think, earlier this year, a few months ago. But now we have the covers for them, and it looks like they're using movie covers. Harley Quinn's Greatest Hits, just featuring some of the best stories featuring the character from Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb. Suicide Squad Trial by Fire, the original first 8 issues of the Suicide Squad, and including Secret Origins number 14, John Ostrander, Luke McConnell, or McDonald, sorry. It's interesting that they decided to reprint this because I thought it was still in print. But that is coming back out. Like I said, lots of Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, their greatest hits. This is considered the ultimate graphic novel companion. So you can find out where these characters originated from. But that's also interesting because they're also doing the Case Files, which focuses on one particular character. So, or you can go the route of the greatest shots. Suicide Squad Volume 1, Kicked in the Teeth. This is the New 52 series that was written by Adam Glass, and Adam Glass is one of the co-creators of Supernatural. And then we're also getting, that's a Volume 1, and this is a trade paperback. It's probably just so people can get a small taste of the Suicide Squad throughout the years. Because we're also getting Suicide Squad Volume 1, The Black Vault, and this is the rebirth era of Suicide Squad. So it's the one by Rob Williams. It's got artwork by Jim Lee and Philip Tan, and also in softcover edition. And speaking of softcover, Suicide Squad Bad Blood, the Tom Taylor series, is also getting a softcover edition. So that's a lot of Suicide Squad. Sadly, no Omnibus, but who knows, one day. And speaking of Omnibus, don't forget to tune in. I think tomorrow I'm going to go over my top 20 most wanted DC Omnis. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Please, share the video. Hit like. You know, all those things. Batman and Robin and Howard. This is a cute little series about Damian going back to school because Batman forces him into school. Now, this is a smaller scale book, so it's geared more towards kids, as well as the Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. This is a new take on a classic character. I used to love that series. It's got beautiful artwork. This also has a smaller scale dimension. Basketful of Heads is the book that's written by Joe Hill and it's artwork by Leo Max. And this book looks to be in softcover edition. This is part of the DC Black Label line and also part of the Joe Hill universe. Love his stuff. This is the same writer that did Lock and Key. He's also known as Stephen King's son. Even though he doesn't want to be known as Stephen King's son, he wants to be known as Joe Hill, which is great because he's a phenomenal author. Batman Arkham Catwoman. So this looks like we have stories in here from Ed Brubaker, Jerry Conway, Jim Bowland, Devin Grayson, and it's got a new cover by Joshua Middleton. So just featuring some of Catwoman's greatest hits throughout the years. Batman Black and White. So this looks to be a new 25th anniversary collection with newer stories that were not collected in the Omnibus, it looks like, just based on some of the talent that's in here. So you have Jorge Jimenez, John Ridley, Scott Snyder, James Tynion, Becky Cloonan, Joshua Middleton, Williamson, sorry, not Middleton. Joshua Middleton did the cover for the Batwoman book. But there's a lot of names in here I don't recognize that were in the original Omnibus. Batman in the 50s is getting a softcover edition with a brand new cover by Michael Cho, and it looks like this collects a bunch of issues of Batman and Detective Comics from the 50s, as well as the world's finest. So you have stuff in here from Bob Kane, Dick Sprang, Edmonton Hamilton, and Bill Finger. Batman Volume 4. This is the James Tynion run, and this is the Cowardly lot. So continuing his run on Batman, which I need to catch up on. I was hoping they would do deluxe editions of those, but I've not heard. Still haven't heard about deluxe editions to wrap up Tom King's run either, but hopefully that will come. Batman Arkham Asylum is getting a deluxe edition. I don't think I knew about this one. I did know about the other deluxe edition in here, but I did not know about this one. If you've not read it, I realize that the Absolute is out of print, but that book is phenomenal, and it's got artwork by Dave McKean. Oh, that stuff is so good. Batman Curse of the White Knight is getting a trade paperback edition. Again, part of the Black Label line. Sean Murphy on artwork, as well as Klaus Janson and Sean Murphy writing the book. Batman Detective Comics Volume 6. Peter Tomasi's run on Batman, collecting Detective Comics 1028 to 1033. This is called Road to Ruin. Another one that I'm waiting for announcements of the deluxe editions. Batman, His Greatest Mysteries. So collecting, there's a lot of Batman in here too, as well as Suicide Squad. Does he have a movie coming out? I didn't think that movie was coming out until next year. But it's got stuff in here from Detective Comics, Batman, as well as, oh, that's Frank Miller, because that's issue 404. So you've got Frank Miller, Brian Michael Bendis, Jeff Loeb, Paul Dini, Jim Lee, Don Kramer, as well as others. Batman Little Gotham Calendar Days. Is that Dustin Nguyen? Yeah, Dustin Nguyen's coming back. I didn't know about this. Is this a follow-up series? Because this looks to collect Batman Little Gotham 1 through 6, and this is also in softcover edition in the smaller format. But I don't know if that's... I don't think that's new. Oh, yes. Yes! Batman No Man's Land Omnibus Volume 1. I know I've talked about it before a couple of months ago, but I love seeing it in the catalog. And even then, you know, these still could get canceled, but we're not even going to go there. Batman No Man's Land Volume 1. Yes! 1,120 pages, $125. So glad that they're doing this. And we'll need a Volume 2 to wrap up that series, and then we can focus on more Batman stories that need to be collected in omnibus format. And I'll also be doing my Most Wanted Batman Omnis on the channel sometime here in the next couple of weeks. Batman Noel. So this is Lee Bermejo, and it's a take on the Christmas Carol. And Lee Bermejo's the artist that did Batman Damned. And this is in hardcover edition. Batman The Long Halloween Deluxe Edition. Now, I knew about this one. So this is a classic Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale story that collects the Long Halloween maxi series. And apparently has more than 30 pages of behind-the-scenes sketches and interviews, which I'm pretty sure that's what's collected in the Absolute. But this one has 416 pages. So happy to see this one. This one got canceled twice, but it's back in the catalog, and now it's officially in the solicitations. Hasn't made it that far yet, and that is Batwoman Omnibus. So happy about this run with this phenomenal artwork by J.H. Williams III, my top 3 favorite comic book artists of all time. Greg Rucka co-creating the character with him, and then eventually Mark Andreyko takes over the book. But it is solid. Especially the first half of this book is phenomenal. That artwork alone needs to be in oversized format. Birds of Prey, Fighters by Trade. Collecting Birds of Prey. So this was mislabeled at first, but now The solicits are saying that this collects Birds of Prey 81 to 91. So this is Gail Simone's run. You got artwork in here by Eddie Barrows and Joe Bennett. So I'm happy they're finishing that out, and hopefully they'll reprint some of the older, thicker trades. Justice League Death Metal is coming out in what looks to be September 28th. This is softcover edition, $16.99. Sensational Wonder Woman. That's an awesome title. So collects the first 6 issues of the series by Stephanie Phillips, and I really like that cover. That is a nice cover. Superman, the Man of Steel, Volume 4. Love seeing the continuation of the series. I hope they keep going with it or rename it, rebrand it the Triangle Years. But I was upset that it wasn't an omnibus, but I gave up that fight. I'm sure an omnibus will come one day, but I will take these as long as they keep printing them. $49.99. It is 520 pages. The Books of Magic Omnibus Volume 2. This is part of the Sandman Universe Classics. I love that label is there. I'm not sure if they changed it into a black label line. I don't know if the black label will... The black Uncanny Omar Tuck Pretty One Day. Not black label. Black label. This wraps up the Books of Magic, including all the annuals and then the Books of Fairy. They're all collected in here. The Low Woods. So this is part of the DC Black Label line, but it is a trade paperback. This is by Carmen Maria Machado, and art is by Danny. So I'm not familiar with this book, but this collects all 6 issues. So if you've read it, by all means, please let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. Now, this is one that I did order, but I haven't read yet, and that is Daphne Byrne. And the main reason I got this was because of Kelly Jones' artwork. This is the trade paperback edition of Daphne Byrne. The Dollhouse Family. So this is by Mike Carey, so M.R. Carey. This is the girl with all the gifts, Lucifer, that writer, and then joining back with Peter Gross, who did the Books of Magic with him. So I can't wait for that. I believe this is all part of the Hill House universe. Plunge, speaking of Hill House, Joe Hill, and even Stuart Eminem coming out of semi-retirement to draw 6 issues. But this is all collected in there in trade paperback format. Wonder Woman Agent of Peace, Volume 1, Global Guardian. So, collecting chapters 1 through 11. This was originally a digital series. Amanda Conner, Louise Simonson, Marv Wolfman. Damn, this has a lot of good creators here. Jeff Parker, Scott Collins, say no more. I haven't checked it out, though, because it was originally published or originally released digitally. Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, the Deluxe Edition. I had no idea this was coming out in the Deluxe Edition either. This is the Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang New 52 era, so it's the first 12 issues of that era. We've had an omnibus edition, we've had standard size standard size hardcovers, trade paperbacks, and absolute editions. So I'm kind of surprised that we're getting a deluxe edition. I guess it's a very popular series. And I really liked it. I'm just surprised that it's getting a deluxe edition. This is another Wonder Woman that is getting a deluxe edition. And I enjoyed this run, even though it took forever to come out. And that is Wonder Woman. Who is Wonder Woman, the Deluxe Edition? This is Alan Heinberg with Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson on artwork. So it's collecting the new Wonder Woman post-Infinite Crisis. So 1 year later, Wonder Woman issues 1 through 4, as well as Wonder Woman Annual Number 1. DC Comics Girls Unite box set. So it looks like it's a collection of the super ladies from the DC universe. So you have Batman Adventure. Okay, so it's the animated, the comics based on the animated series. Cool. The Saga Swamp Thing box set. Now this is one I have been asked about. It is $120, but the question that I have been asked about and I don't really know the answer to is this going to use the original colors or is it going to use the new revamped colors that they've been using for the Absolute editions? And I don't know the answer to that, and it's not in the description, or at least the description that I have. All I have is that this collects all of Alan Moore's run in a slipcase edition, $120. That's all I know so far. I would assume that it's using the same files that they use for the standard edition hardcovers, but that's just me guessing, so I'm not sure on that one. We got one more box set, and that is the Hill House box set in this solicitation. That's a lot of boxes. So this is collecting all those books I mentioned earlier, like Basketful of Heads, the Lolo Woods, the Dollhouse Family, Daphne Byrne, all the softcover editions of those, and Plunge. Those will be collected in this slipcase edition for $99.99, and it's all part of the Hill House comics line. And that's, as they say, is that. When these books come out, don't forget to check out our sponsor, CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more. So, that was the solicits for DC collected editions for August of 2021. Let me know in the comments down below what you're excited about, what you're surprised about, what you hope to see next month. It's a lot more books, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably, it's got a third more books than we had last month, and they keep growing. So it gives me hope that DC is, coming back. I was a little worried there when we only had 18 books a couple months ago, and I was like, that's not a good sign. But it looks like we got about 45 books, including box sets and hardcovers and omnibus editions, so it's a good sign. So yeah, leave those comments down below if you have any questions. What do you think about the Swamp Thing box set? If it's the original colors, are you gonna get it? If it's the recolored edition like they're using in the Absolutes, are you gonna pass? And this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Check out on Patreon and on Spreadshop. It's a great way to support the channel if you can do so. More importantly, that sounds ridiculous. More importantly, everyone, please stay healthy, stay safe. Much love. Sorry about that, Ivy.